Hello, my name is Eric Wilson, and this is the About Me app assignment, and this is my 2 to 4 minute video of what happened. Of course, here are the requirements. The app's JS file should contain enough code to launch the main window of your app, and the second file contains the JSON object, or the array as we've come to know it before that. An array is the JSON object. And if you choose, you can separate the logic from the UI elements from the JSON file. You can separate that. But here's what I ran into for brevity's sake. Here's my apps page. Real simple. It's just a splash page that says, hey, call on this. I did a require. It was brought up in other conversations that I should learn more about exports, which I'm going to learn more about, and I encourage you to do the same, because I think moving forward it's really going to help us move back and forth JS files. As we remember in the past, you can only move in one direction, you can't go backwards. But this was enough to call. I made a variable, called it JSON data, and I required the JSON JS file. And of course, here it is with the 5 questions and the 6 questions and the 5 random questions. This looks like any array. Hopefully it looks like an array that you're familiar with that we did in a previous class. And then here is all of the logic. Now there's a lot of logic here. We've got detailed views, we've got family views, we've got sections, and all of that. So what kind of problems did I run into? Well, when I initially launched this, all of the text wouldn't fit. Okay, so I kept trying to find, okay, do I go to this title label here and change the font here? Do I change the font somewhere else? After a lot of hunting and pecking, I realized that it was actually in the array commands themselves, in the iterations. It was the for variable, all right, for all of these conditions, and the length of your JSON data. This is called the array for me. It was here. This is what I had to add, and I had to shrink the font size down to 13 and make it just Arial so that it would fit. And here's my app, and this is what it looks like. Of course, here's the questions. I used, if you remember right, or if you remember from previous classes, the instructor, professor, only wants us to use iPhone 6 in our display. So we can actually use the iPhone templates to our advantage, and that's what I did here. I used the table style, and you're probably familiar with this. It was this text though right in here. What is your name? What is your chat name? When you don't put in this font over here, okay, you don't declare a font, then there's a default font that kind of just cuts off. And what happens is up here it'll also cut off. So you've got to actually find the font and change that, make sure it's bold and it stands out and that the colors are not too bad. I changed the close button to go back to the questions buttons just so that it was just much more user friendly. And in the footer, I just made something friendly. I added, what is your favorite movie? But look how long this question is. Why are you in the mobile development program? I had to make that fit there and up in here. So those challenges were the ones that I came across when building the app. Again, my name is Eric Wilson. I'm class 1508, and this is our About Me app presentation.